My fellow citizens, I extend to you heartfelt wishes for a good and peaceful day on this, our 29th anniversary as a sovereign nation. It is my wish that throughout the duration of our anniversary celebrations and beyond, Cherishing and divisions will be filled with both a sense of gratitude as well as a sense of hope. It is my wish that we be filled with a sense of gratitude because there is indeed so much for which to be grateful. It is my wish that we be filled with hope because it is through our ability to see God's many mercies, both in our lives as well as in the lives of others, that our hearts become filled with that keen awareness of life's tremendous and often magical possibilities. I stress the importance of gratitude and hope on this Independence Day, not only because they are key to healthy living, but most importantly because this year's Independence theme is Cherishing Children, Strengthening Families. And the most important parental attitude in the rearing of children is gratitude. Gratitude for the lives of our children, and gratitude for having been given the sacred opportunity to shape them into decent, respectable human beings. Indeed, it is only when we are grateful for our children that it is truly possible for us to cherish them. In addition, I wish for us all a spirit of hope, because hope creates that spark of positivity, that spark of perseverance and resilience that we as a people must instill in our children, whether as parents, teachers, or simply good neighbors, in order that they may fulfill the special potential that resides within each and every one of them. It is hope that will make them try, and try again when the life seems too difficult, when a confusing chapter needs to be read one more time, when the skill that is being taught seems impossible to grasp, when they are just plain tired. It is hope that will stop them from ever thinking that they just shouldn't care because hope makes the impossible possible. And this we must help them to understand as we strive to constantly improve ourselves as a free and independent people. Let me hasten to add, on this Independence Day, however, that gratitude and hope are not merely what I wish for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. On the contrary, gratitude and hope are central to all that guides my government as well. My government reflects on our nation's upward trajectory over this past 29 years, for example, and we are humbled and grateful for having been given the opportunity to lead this land that we all so dearly love. We think about and talk about the countless ways in which Cherishing and divisions from all walks of life make daily contributions in their own different ways to what we have become as a nation. And for all of these contributions, my government is deeply grateful. We are grateful to be governing in a country in which everyone has strong views, clear opinions, lively passions, and are not afraid to express them, but where we have no hatreds, one for the other. And a quick glance at the international news is all that any of us needs to be reminded in the starkest terms of the enormity of this blessing. We think about our nation's children and their families, and my government is grateful for the strengthening bonds between people all across this land, and those who are paid to uphold our laws and keep us safe. For this is how we create the peace that our children need. This is how we create the stability that our families must have. There is so much more for which we as a government are grateful. But finally, let me say, as we mark this 29th year, that we are also particularly grateful that Kittitians and Nevisians are the descendants of the men and women who almost a century ago started the extraordinary Caribbean-wide movement toward human rights, equality under the law, and eventual independence. Because we know that we cherish our nation's children and strengthen our nation's families best by ensuring that in this 20th century, ours continues to be a society in which human rights are respected. There is the fair administration of justice, and the people, through their vote, are the ones to determine the path of our proud nation. So my government is grateful for a great deal, yes. But we also understand the importance of our being a shining symbol of hope, not as an abstraction, but in the form of real and tangible improvements in the lives of our children and the lives of our families. And so we have ensured that there are now beacons of hope all around, calling on the entire nation to note and value these accomplishments and to build on them for the betterment of us all. Let us look at the farmers of our independent nation, for example, working the thousands of acres turned over to them, striving to produce fresh, healthy alternatives to foods from distant shores, unleashing the life-giving powers of the earth. Our rich soils make this very possible, and for this we should be grateful. Let us then spend our hard-earned resources with our hard-working farmers, and in the process help our families to return to the foods that made our parents strong and healthy. Look also at the students in this independent nation of ours. So many of modest means, taking their own laptops into their families' own homes after a day at school, no longer stuck someplace, 10 at night, hoping that someone else's computer will become eventually free. Their families no longer paying rent on homes they will never own. These computers give students and their families an opportunity at entrepreneurial independence that had not existed before, and they help to develop the technological proficiencies for parents and children alike that modern employers demand. I remind us that fire, the great life enhancer, has its own dangers, we know. And water, the basis of all life, can be deadly as well. Technology, just like fire and water, has its dangers too. But just as we use fire and water to serve our own interest while warning of their dangers, so too must we protect our children and families by using these technologies to serve our interest, even as we teach about their dangers and avoid them. Technology is currency in the 21st century. As we honor our families and children, let us commit to keeping technology as a tool and a springboard, never as a snare. My fellow nationals, for much of the world in this turbulent era, foreign assistance has dried up. And in most countries, commercial credit simply cannot be found. On this 29th anniversary of our independence, however, look at how we as a people have used our own expertise, our vision, and our wherewithal to ensure that our country has its own independent source of funds to advance the public interest. Funds to educate our children, funds to strengthen the tourist industry, funds for our farmers, funds for training, construction, sports, and so much more, all through our internally created Sugar Industry Diversification Fund. And it is through this foundation and other funding sources that the federal government of St. Kitts and Nevis, together with the private sector and the NGO community, will pursue a new and exciting economic stimulus program that will respond to our training and skill needs for our employed and unemployed citizens, especially those who have recently completed their high school, university, and college education at home and abroad. And by doing this, we will not only increase productivity among the employed, but we will also unlock the potential for innovative startup entrepreneurship as we drive the economy towards positive growth. And this is how we cherish our children. This is how we strengthen our families. And this is how we build a nation, a proud nation that is equipping itself to meet the challenges of the human age. So, as we mark this anniversary, there is indeed much for which to be thankful, and our hearts should indeed be filled with hope and gratitude. In this regard, we thank God for the life and services of two outstanding citizens whom His Excellency the Governor-General has been pleased to confer the following Independence National Honours. 1. The Star of Merit to, or in nursing I should say, to Maria Louisa Barker, and to the Medal of Honor in Agriculture to Agnes Crossley. Fellow citizens, let us rejoice in all that we together have accomplished, and let us in the years ahead, with courage and determination, each doing his part to promote that public good. May God guide us in this regard, and may God forever bless our Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you.